Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Yoyis and I'm a lash artist in Las Vegas. If you are a returning subscriber, then you probably can tell that I am in a different background. So for today's video, this is episode 7 or 8? 8 of my Lash Babe is Killing It series. If you are new here, then you probably don't know, but I have a series on my channel where I pretty much sit down and talk to lash artists. Doesn't matter if you're brand new or you've been in the game for such a long time. I want to sit down and talk to everybody and pretty much just talk about our struggles and our dreams and our goals within the industry. So for today's video, I am interviewing Kimberly from Hey Nice Lashes, and she is the sweetest. I've been talking to her for a while now, and I'm actually so glad that we actually sat down and talked. So if you guys want to see my video chat with Kimberly, then just keep on watching. I got my lows, I got my highs, moving on close to my goal. Time is now, place is here to rest, feeling the holes on my soul. I see, I like, I go, I get, no one can hold me back. I see, I like, I go, I get, go, I get, go, I get, go, I get now.
Okay, can you hear me?
There we go.
Second try.
I knew that would work. Aw,
How are you?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing good. It's nice to finally meet you.
I know. I feel like we've been talking forever.
I know.
Aw,
Instagram buddies.
I know. Aw. So let's just jump right into it because I feel like we spent like 10 minutes trying to figure this out. Okay. So what is your name? Where are you from? Give me a little history about yourself and how you got started in the lash industry.
Okay, so my name is Kimberly, and I live in Utah. I do lashes in Provo, Utah, and I started out with cosmetology. I went to cosmetology like 7 years ago, and um, beauty was always my passion. It was something I always wanted to do. When I was in high school, that's when I decided I was like, I'm going to hair school. I wanted to like specialize in hair color and hair extensions and everything. And then I got into school and realized that it was very different than I thought it was going to be. And I took a lash course when I was in school, and I fell in love with it just right from the beginning. I like how tedious work it is. It's very therapeutic to me. So I've just been doing it for about 6 years now. So it's been great.
You've been doing lashes for 6 years?
I have.
Oh,
Yep,
cool.
long time. Yep. So it's been
And
good.
what is your favorite set to do? Like when it comes to the specials within lashes, what is your favorite set to do?
I love doing volume. I love making fans. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like them all. They're all good. Sometimes it's nice when you get a classic set. You're like, oh yeah, this is
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
Takes you back.
especially when you're so used to doing volume back to back to back. And then when you get that full classic, you're just like, that was so easy.
Yeah.
And I
Yep.
feel like you're the queen of classics because every time I look at your classes, I'm like, so perfect. Oh my God.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you said that your love for lashing actually came from school. Do
Mhm.
you feel like, being, doing lashes for such a long time, like 6 years already, like a lot of things have changed from what you learned in school to now?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like when I was in school, I remember them teaching us, like, tell them to never get their lashes wet. and like don't ever wash them. Like it has changed so much over the years.
Yes.
But I love how much it's grown. I feel like, you know, we were babies back then. We're learning so much now.
There's always something new to learn. There's new techniques, new glues, new ways, new methods. There's always something different to learn. And I feel like that's within the, you know, the lash industry. There's like never like, oh, I know everything and that's it, you know? Like there's always a better way to do it. Like, I don't know. I just love doing lashes for that reason, because it's, you get to show your creativity through lashes. If that makes sense.
Yeah. It's definitely an art where you can use your, you know, your creativity with it. It's really great.
Yes. Okay. So I wanted to ask you, what are your goals? Like, where do you see yourself within 1 or 5 or 10 years?
Oh, I feel like there's always room for improvement. Like you can always get better. So I do want to see myself grow more. There's different techniques. Like I'm very set on certain techniques. There's other techniques I'd like to learn more. I have a full clientele. I'm fully booked. I'm not accepting new clients. So, that's always good. That happened like this month. So yeah.
Really?
So,
Congrats.
happened this month. Yeah. So it's been good. And like maybe in the next 5 years, locating somewhere different. But I really like where I'm at right now. I have a studio that I rent out of. There's girls there that do hair and there's girls there that do microblading. And so it's a really fun, like, vibe that's in the salon. It's a lot of fun. But I don't know, maybe in a few years it might take me somewhere else.
Yeah.
Something more personal.
Oh, sounds nice.
Yeah.
You've been lashing for 6 years and you finally have a full clientele where you're completely booked. So what is your experience, or like what is your tips on how to build a good clientele? Because, you know, in the beginning you do struggle on building that clientele, and you just said that, you know, you've been lashing for 6 years and barely now you're fully booked. So what is one thing
so this is
sorry.
So this is actually not the first time I've built a clientele. I've moved. And so then you have to start over again.
Yes.
So really, a big part of it is creating a relationship with your clients. So I feel like if I create a relationship with them, make it so that they want to come back to me, that's always good. This year was definitely a hard year because I closed for a while. I think it was 6 weeks that I was not lashing. And so a lot of my girls found someone else that was working. Because in Utah, they didn't have a stay-at-home order throughout the entire state. So they were able to find girls that were still working. And so I feel like the relationship that I built with them, though, before COVID happened, it got them to come back to me. They're like, you know what? I liked you. You were really, you remembered things about me. You were really fun. And okay, are you there?
Yeah, you like disappeared for a second. I'm like, what happened?
I know. I was like, it went away.
Okay, what were you saying?
But yeah, I feel like just creating a relationship with your clients is a huge part of it so that they can trust you. They understand how knowledgeable you are about lashes, and, you know, it creates a client trust, you know?
Yes. I feel like that too. You said the knowledge between, you know, within the lashes. I feel like that's very important to inform your clients. If they have any questions, even if you don't know, tell them I'll get back to you and I'll let you know. Because if you don't have an answer to their questions, then they're like, she's not professional. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She doesn't know what she's doing. Even as a beginner, you know, you kind of have to fake it till you make it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
In the beginning, kind of make it sound like you know what you're talking about, even though you don't. But at least they're like, oh, okay, like that makes sense, you know? That's very important too, is that being knowledgeable about what you're talking about and what you're telling them is very important, because then they trust you. Then they're like, okay, if I have any questions or any concerns, I could always ask her and she'll give me a response, you know? So that right there, you know, comes into always being prepared and building that relationship is very, very important. Because I've had clients that have come to me from other girls and then tell me like her work was nice, but she wasn't a friend. She didn't care what I would have to say, and like they wouldn't care, you know. So when they come to me and I try to make them feel as comfortable as possible and try to be their friend, but also, you know, keep it business wise as well, it gives you that that trust within clients. So that's very important that you're mentioning that, because it keeps coming back.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah. And when they trust you and they feel that friendship and they love your work, that's when they start telling all their friends and they tell all their family, and that's, you know, getting referrals and stuff. So
Yes.
it takes a minute in the beginning to build a clientele, but you know, just be patient. It comes, you know.
Yes, it always does. I think patience is one thing, especially as a lash artist. Like if you have no patience, even doing lashes themselves is very tedious work. So that's very, very important to be very, very patient with your clients and with your work and with yourself. You know, you can't rush the process or expect to build big clientele within the first couple months, you know? It takes a while.
Yeah, no, it does. It takes time.
You said that this year, I mean, with everything that happened, I feel like everybody got affected by it, but it makes me so happy that you're finally able to build your full clientele, even though everything happened this year.
Yeah, it was really good. The place that I'm at now, I started about a year ago, and so I built a full clientele within a year, but it probably would have been sooner if it wasn't for COVID,
Yeah.
but it's been a weird year for all of us.
For all of us, yeah. Well, I am glad that you're gonna
Yeah.
end it off really good, because I mean, it's already what, 3 months to the end of the year, and you're to build your clients all over again. That's good. Okay, so do you have any? I mean, you've been lashing for quite a while now. Do you have any funny or crazy stories that you want to talk about?
I've met so many people over the years, and I don't know, I'm thinking of ones that are inappropriate. I don't know, I've just met so many people. I can't think of any that are like appropriate to talk about. You sometimes get those people that they get very open, like, and they tell you too much sometimes. It happens, but no, it's been good. Oh, I had one lady once, she was older, and she got, you know, when she looked at the mirror, you know, that best part when they look in the mirror and they just feel so beautiful, and she's like, ooh, I gotta go to Cabela's to hit on some guys now. I was laughing pretty hard about that. But no, I mean, all of my clients I've had, they've always been great. I have been very fortunate, and I haven't had too many people that have been like really rude. It's just there's some people that are quirky and they say things that you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that. But no, it's been good.
I feel like here in Vegas, because it's Vegas, I think people are a little more crazier out here.
Yeah.
Because I get some pretty wild people up here.
Yeah. Well, tell me one of yours. Like, what's the crazy client that you have had?
Well, I think I've talked about it in one of my episodes. I think it was my first episode, where this lady, she was actually a boss of a friend, and she came in, wanted dramatic, like I'm talking about mega lashes. And I looked at her lashes. Her lashes were like probably 6 millimeters long. They were like baby short. And I was like, there's no way I could do that on your lashes, like without damaging. I was like, even putting 10 or 12s was like too much, you know? And she wanted long dramatic lashes. And I was like, I'm sorry, like I don't feel comfortable putting those lashes on you. So I kept it 12s and under, something short, very simple. And the best that I could achieve was a light hybrid set. And she was happy, but to me, they look like normal, like natural lashes. Like you look at her and they look like they were just, something clean, very simple. And I noticed that every time that she would come back, her lashes kept getting dirtier and dirtier. Like she was not washing them. And I tried selling her my aftercare kit. She didn't want it. And then it got so bad that I'm like, just take it. Like, just please wash your lashes. And she didn't want to take it. She's all like, nope, I'm washing them at home. But it's like, it started getting gunky to the point where it looked like dried boogers on her lashes. And whenever I would wash them, they would just get boogery and they wouldn't come off. It was so bad to the point where the last time that she came in, I had to sit there for an hour to pick off everything because it wasn't washing off. And then I had to do a full set because I had to remove so much because it was just, I couldn't lash over it. And then afterwards, I told her, I was like, you really need to start washing your lashes because this could give you an eye infection. And she's like, no, I'm good. So within 2 days, she texted me so rude, like she was mad. She was like so mad because she's all like, my eyes hurt and they're so red and I had to go to the doctor and they told me that I had an eye infection and that this is because of the lash extensions and you did this to me, like really rude. And I was just like, I'm just like, how do I tell her that this was your fault without sounding rude, like how do I just tell her, like, look, woman, like I told you, but you didn't listen, So I told her in a nice way, like, I'm sorry that this is happening to you, but I did explain to you that this would happen if you didn't wash your lashes. I even tried giving you my aftercare kit, but you didn't want it. And I was like, and that eye infection that you got was because you weren't washing your lashes. Yeah, you got them from the lash extensions, but it's not my fault, So she was like really mad. She was like cussing me out and everything. I was just like I'm sorry. Like, it makes you feel bad,
Yeah.
It makes you feel bad that this is happening to your clients, but it's like, it didn't make me feel bad because I'm like, I knew this would happen. I knew like that this would happen because of how she didn't take care of her lashes. So, I mean, I'm glad that she kind of, left, whatever. But then it's funny because then she went to work and started talking so bad about me. And then my friend, she stopped talking to me for a while. And one day I'm just like, hey, like, what's going on? Like, why aren't you talking to me? And she's all like, oh, my boss told me what you did to her. And I'm just like, oh, so you rather listen to her instead of like talking to me, asking me like what happened. And then I explained to her everything what happened. She's just like, oh, she's like, yeah, that sounds like her, like something that she would do. And I was just like, yeah, like stuff happens, but I feel like it's a lesson learned. Like, I'm glad that this happened early on, that I was able to learn from it. And now I tell my clients, hey, this happened to one of my girls. If you don't wash your lashes, it's going to happen to you too. So I scare them into thinking like, oh, I better wash my lashes or else I'm going to get an eye infection, And at first I thought, I was like, maybe I did cause this, But I'm like, how is it that she was the only one out of all my clients that wasn't washing their lashes and was the only one that got an eye infection, but the rest of my clients, they wash their lashes and everything's good. Nothing ever happened, Yeah, lesson learned. To tell your clients to wash your lashes.
Yeah. Our eyes are so delicate, so I always explain to every client, like when they first come in, the dangers of not taking care of your lashes. I walk them through it really in detail. And if they ever come back to me and you start to see, a buildup on their lash line, you're like, I know you're not taking care of them right. I will scare them and show them pictures of like eye infections or like lash mites. You show them a picture of lash mites, they will clean their lashes because it happens. I actually had a client once get lash mites. I didn't know what was going on. She was getting so sensitive and it was so random how it happened. And then she went to a doctor and they told her that she had eczema on her eyelids. And so I did because she's a really good friend of mine, she was telling me, and I did some research, and eczema is like a symptom of having lash mites. And so I showed her pictures. I'm like, you have to use that wash. She's like, oh, I never use it. I'm like, that's why. So,
That is crazy. Oh
Mhm.
my God. It's like no matter how many times you tell them, they don't listen. They don't
Mhm.
listen. And until it happens to them, they're just like, okay, like I should have listened, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So your lash name is Hey Nice Lashes. So what made you think of that name? Because it's so cute. Every time you text me, and I'm just like, oh, it's Kimberly.
Just like, when you're out and about and, girls will be like, oh, nice lashes. Oh, nice nails,
Yeah.
It just like was something that I had always heard whenever I was out and about. And so I was like, that would be a really great like name on Instagram, like, hey, nice
Yeah.
lashes.
Yeah.
So that's
That's
how I came up with it.
it's a little different because everybody has like lashes by or lashed by or so and so lashes, and so Hey
Mhm.
Nice Lashes is like really cute and it's different, but it's still in the same category.
Yeah, I love it. It makes me happy. Because I don't have like a unique name. Kimberly, I know a lot of other Kimberlys who do lashes, so I like having something that makes me stand out from the crowd
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yes, and that name definitely, because if somebody runs across you, they're like, "Oh, hey, nice lashes." Like, yeah, they're gonna look into it. Okay, I wanted to ask you, what is one struggle, like one area that you struggled so much and you overcame, obviously, because you've been lashing for so long. But what is one area that you struggled for the longest time, or that was like a big hurdle for you and you overcame? Like, what was the steps that you went about it and how you overcame that?
My biggest one was placing the gel pads. I really struggled getting them down
Mm-hmm.
perfectly where they covered the lashes and they didn't touch the client's eyes. They didn't slide up or anything. So I was always so afraid of having them slide up into their eyes that sometimes it wasn't covering the lashes enough. So in the beginning, my first year, I had a lot of times where lashes would get stuck to their bottom lashes. And so I ended up just trying different techniques because I just felt like, okay, the one I learned with my first training, I've done lots of certifications, but the one I learned in the very first one just wasn't working for me. So I tried different techniques and lots of different practicing and found the one that works best for me, because there's lots of techniques out there and not one technique works for every single person, you
Really.
know.
And then
Yeah.
also one technique doesn't work for all your clients, because then you have your clients
Yeah.
that are really sensitive to iPads or really sensitive to tape. So you got to find different iPads for that one client and different tape for another
Mhm.
client. So it's so much out there that you could try. So what was the one thing that helped you? Like
Hmm.
the taping way that you do?
Um, like my biggest product that I use is the blue Next Care tape. I think that's what it's called. Oh, it's like it works for almost every single one of my clients. It is so great. And so once I discovered that, because I didn't start using that tape until I'd been doing lashes for a couple of years.
Mhm.
So that's why I think that's a big part of why I was struggling so much, is because I just didn't find the right product for
Yeah.
me. So
And I feel like that tape right there, hands down, is the best, because not only is it sensitive, like when you pull it off, it's like doesn't even hurt your clients at all. And but
hmm
at the same time, it's so strong that it's gonna hold that iPad down really, really good.
yeah.
And I feel like me too. Like in the beginning, that was one area too that I struggled, was the tape, because I'm like, I tried every single tape from a lot of brands and from Amazon. I was just like, why isn't the tape holding it down? Like, am I doing something wrong? So when I found that tape, it completely changed everything for me, and that's why I always recommend it, because it's so good.
I always like when I find a new product, I do my research because I always want to find the best deal. I like that. And
Hmm.
it's nice when you find one that's at a store nearby, because if you run out, it's like, oh, I can hurry and run over there and grab it.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
mhm.
Okay, so do you happen to have any questions for me before we finish off the
Hmm.
video chat?
Hmm. Well, I just love that you've been creating like a community um, for lash artists to get together and motivate each other. I really like that. What was behind your thought process leading up to that, to create a community to get us all together?
Good question. I feel like it was the fact that when I first started, I felt like I was like just thrown into this community, and when I would ask somebody, they would kind of just be like, whatever, like they wouldn't really answer me, or nobody really cared, like nobody wants to help anybody out. So to me it was a struggle finding girls that would actually like write back to me or get back to me and kind of help me out. So once I finally got my foot settled down and I actually knew what I was doing, I told myself, I'm like, okay, like once I get good enough where I'm comfortable with my work, I want to be that person that anybody could come to, and if they have a question that I could answer them, because I know when I first started, I didn't have anybody, other than my friend that I took the course with, and Jenna from XOXO Lashes. Like, she has been the one person that would always reply back to me, and I love that about her. So that kind of inspired me to be like that too, because sometimes we all need that little friend that could just help us or guide us in the right direction. So when I started my YouTube channel, I thought it was just going to be like where I could just teach lashes here and there, but then it ended up becoming into this one thing where girls were constantly coming to me and asking me questions. So I'm just like, why don't I just have a community where girls come to and feel comfortable and know that they got it, because being new in this industry, it's kind of not scary. Well, it depends, because some girls do get intimidated by it, but that's the word I'm looking for, intimidated. Like, it's intimidating not knowing if what you're doing is right, and if your work is not good enough. So I think that was my reason behind it, is that I want the new girl to come in and feel good about themselves and feel good that no matter if they're just learning how to isolate or place a fan or, the little things, I want them to know that they're doing a good job, So I think that was my reason behind it, was knowing how I felt when I first started to now being able to be like that safe zone, I guess you could say, for new girls to feel comfortable about what they're doing. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, I think that you've done a really great job. You've created a really fun, community. I have always felt like I've had really great support with the people around me here in Utah, but getting on Instagram and meeting other people like all over. I mean, you're in Nevada and I've never met you before, but I just feel like a close bond with you through lashes, and I feel like you've done a really great job creating a good community. So
thank you. I know when we first started talking, it was just so random, I think we were just going back and forth, liking each other's work, and it just, developed from there. And I'm glad that we've been able to become friends through it.
Yeah, it's been great.
I feel like if it wasn't for social media, I think we would have never met. So it's a beautiful thing having that platform to pretty much reach more people through it,
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right then, hun. So it was really, really nice talking to you. Do you have any more last little tips and tricks or thoughts that you want to give out before I end our chat today?
Just that if you're new, don't give up. Like you said, intimidating, it can be, but it's so much fun. Just have fun.
Yes.
Don't let it scare you. Have fun.
Enjoy the process.
Yes.
All right then. Well, thanks, Han, for sitting down and talking to me. I enjoyed our chat, and I hope to keep talking to you. So
okay. Thank you so much. It was nice talking to you.
Talking to you too. Take care.
Okay, bye.
So what did you guys think of Kimberly? Isn't she so cute? So if you like today's episode, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to be a part of this journey, make sure to DM me on my Instagram and let me know, hey, I want to sit down and chat with you. So if you do, head over there, send me a DM. That way we could set something up. So again, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and hit the notification button so you guys don't miss out on future videos. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.